with Andy Woodman after the FA Cup first round defeat to Bristol Rovers. Andy, let's go to the main decision. I'm just intrigued on what you were told was the reason, because I have just come to you to speak to you assuming it was a foul, but now I'm being told it was offside. What was the explanation given?
Offside on Michael Cheek, who was at the near post, probably outside the near post. Never touched the ball, never interfered with the ball, never interfered with anyone, and we headed it in at the far post. So,
okay.
I mean, I don't know.
We'll move on. Looking at the game itself and the going into the why we lost. The 2 goals conceded, you'll be disappointed with those.
Horrific, terrible goals. But by our standards, bad goals, bad defending. I could go through numerous loads of things that went wrong. But that's what happens, when you're pushing for a goal at home, you got to make sure, I said, lads, you've got to make sure you're locked in, you're switched on at the back. Because if you're pushing and you don't get the goal, they're going to get a moment. And they got 2 moments and executed them, very well from their point of view, poorly by us. And then we come alive at 2-0 down, which I say all the time, it's easy to play at 2-0 down. You've got to do it, you've got to play like we played the last 8 minutes. You've got to play that at the beginning of the game, and we didn't do that today. And I felt we went away from what we are a little bit. It was a little flat, it was a little safe, and that's not us. And I keep saying to the guys, if you're going to have success, you've got to keep being the best version of us and not come away from it. And that's the bit that frustrates me.
There was a moment, though, around the hour mark. Luke Southwood, the Rovers goalkeeper, pulls off three in a row, 2 from Cheek, 1 from Pinnock, and then Jemiah, before his equaliser, before his goal, heads just onto the roof of the net. So there was a moment around the hour mark where it looked like Bromley were going to take the lead. Did you kind of sense after that this might be one of them smash and grab days?
I've got to be honest, we had some good chances, and if you don't convert them, you're always going to be up against it a little bit. Another day they go in, don't they? It's just frustrating. I mean, I can't say the lads don't give me everything and their effort's not there, but it's just moments. We've got to have that little bit more quality in those moments, and that little bit more, I don't know if it's the desire to get the goal, but then if the keeper's making saves, sometimes you've got to hold your hand up and say, well played, Luke Southwood.
And like I say, ultimately disappointment that Bromley don't progress in the FA Cup, but games come so quick and fast. You've got Colchester on Saturday. That's an early kickoff, so it's just you brush it off and you have to just get back to the training room. Yeah,
I'm disappointed for myself. I'm disappointed for the owner of the football club, because let's go last year. It was a financial reward for the club, and I know the importance of that, and I can't get away from that. And I'm disappointed for the supporters. I want to give them another day out like we had last year. It hasn't happened this year. I'm gutted, but we now got to, put our mindset onto the job, which is always the most important job, is making sure that we get in these playoffs.
Yeah, and I'll remind you every year, no pressure, but every year you've been at this club, you've achieved something that the club hasn't done before. So to be fair, whether it's the Virtue Trophy or whether it's the league, that's the primary focus now goes on to one of those 2.
The league's always been the focus, and I don't like saying this, but last year we had that brilliant FA Cup run, and we got to the Newcastle, and we got, in that 7-game period around Newcastle, we took 1 point out of that period, and that ended up costing us getting the playoffs. I'm not saying that's going to happen this year, but we have got no excuse. We have got no excuse other than ourselves. So we have to now make sure that everything we do is focused to hitting our target, which we're on course to do, and make sure that we bounce back from this. And again, I'm gutted. This place has been a fortress. Today we've not sort of kept it a fortress, so that upsets me. But like you say, we've got to brush ourselves down. It's not the result we wanted for anyone, and we've got to go again.
Cheers, Andy. Thank you.
Thanks.